This episode of Tolle Run is brought to you by FitSock, the Shields Earth Day races, the Carrie Tollefson training camp, and MTech results. Hi, I'm Olympian Carrie Tollefson, and today I'm interviewing one of America's fastest couples, Ryan and Sara Hall. So let's get after it. Ryan graduated from Stanford, where he was named the Pac-10 Cross Country Athlete of the Year and was a two-time All-American. He competed in the Beijing and London Olympics and holds the American record in the half marathon and has run the fastest marathon on U.S. soil. Sara Hall was a 7-time All-American at Stanford. She was the 2012 National Cross Country Champion and took home a gold medal at the 2011 Pan American Games in the 3,000-meter steeplechase. She's also a multiple-time U.S. National Champion and a 4-time World Team member for the United States. We want to hear your story because you two are like the Jolie Pitt of Hollywood. You guys are that of the running world, at least to me. So can you tell us first off, maybe in Sarah's point of view first, how you guys met and how you got to this point in your life?
We did get to know each other a little bit at the Nationals, the Foot Locker Nationals. He was pretty shy. But I actually remember hearing that I actually committed to Stanford first, and then he committed soon after that, February. And I remember just having this sense that we were going to date and get married.
And you guys have been married how long now?
7 years. Be 8 years in September.
Yeah, 7.5.
Being this running couple and having it be a big part of your life. Now, what happens when one is flying high and setting American records or winning national championships, and the other one is maybe a little bit banged up or not having the season that they want? I mean, that's tough being professional athletes, and you guys obviously know how to deal with that. What would you recommend?
I think for us, just I feel for Sara and what she's going through. Her successes are my successes. Some of the proudest moments of my career are watching her win Pan Ams and some of the things that she's done throughout her career where I'm just wow, that feels so much more satisfying to me than when I'm out there doing it myself.
So talk about the STEPS Foundation and why you guys wanted to do that while you're still in the middle of, your peak years of competing, and why you wanted to add to your plate that's already quite full.
Well, it all started back in 2008 after the Beijing Olympics. We had the opportunity to go to Zambia with World Vision and visit some of the water projects that we helped to fund through the Chicago Marathon, through a group of runners there. And that was just a real, transforming experience for both of us, to actually go and get to visit some of these projects that were funded just by people going out and running a race together and doing something really fun, something that we've done all of our life. And then you're like, wow, this is the power that it can have when you do it for a purpose. And I'll never forget talking to this guy in this community, and they were cutting the ribbon of this borehole that was going to bring clean water to this community. And he's like, because you guys did this, everyone in my village is going to live 10 years longer now, statistically. And so it's their life expectancy went from mid-30s to mid-40s, which is still, not great, but it's a heck of an improvement. And now these kids are going to have a dad for 10 years longer than they would otherwise.
Yeah, and we still partner with World Vision, but it's been really cool just to have a little more flexibility too to, like Ryan said, have those initiatives, partner with Wesley Career, last year's Boston Marathon champ, to build a hospital in his hometown in honor of his brother that died of a snake bite there, and things like that can just be just unique projects that God puts on our heart. And it's been a challenge for sure. It's been a lot more work than I expected, as a lot of things end up being when you're in an organization. But it's really rewarding to get emails from people all over the world that are I decided to commit my races to STEPS this year, and we're sending jerseys to Quebec or, wherever it is. And people that just catch the vision and want to partner with us.
Ryan, there's talk sometimes about, the money that you get to make. You give a lot of that away. Is that something that makes you want to pick the bigger races so you have a little bit more in the pocket so you can give? What drives you?
Yeah, it's certainly a motivation for me. I pledged when we started the foundation to give all my prize money to the foundation and the projects we're funding through the foundation. And the first marathon I ran with that intention was the New York City Marathon in 2009. And there was a point in that race when it was going pretty bad, you know, and I was falling off the pack. And it was just one of those moments where I was starting to think, you know, this would be a lot nicer just to drop out and just go back to the hotel. My right hip had been just fired up like since mile 6 of the race, and I was at mile 20, and it just wasn't looking good, you know. But then I thought about, well, you know, like right now I'm not in the money at all, and you know, I'd love to be able to give something to our foundation during my first marathon running for the foundation. And so I was like, well, I'm not going to drop out. Like, that's just out of the question. And so I just relaxed, and I just started to get back into my own flow, my own zone. And then over the last 10K of the race, I worked my way back into 4th place, almost into 3rd place, and was able to give a substantial grant to Steps Foundation.
Well, obviously, I mean, both of you guys have done so much with your winnings, and it's pretty admirable, you know, to be on the outside looking in, but also I know what it's like to kind of live by that paycheck to paycheck when you're in this world, and pretty amazing that you're daring enough to go for it and to try to help the world, which you're doing. And you're not only helping overseas, you're helping here in the States as well, right?
Yeah, we've been running mentoring programs. So we started our own in some of the poorest neighborhoods of Chicago, but also supporting like Girls on the Run and New York Road Runners, Young Runners programs. And Back on My Feet is a program for homeless individuals, getting them life skills and stuff through running. And so we love all those programs too.
Well, you guys are doing awesome things. Now, we had a few questions from our viewers, and then I have some fun questions at the end that I like to ask our elite athletes. So bear with me. We're going to get personal here maybe. But speaking of giving back to the kids, you know, being that you two are so fun and so cute and, you know, obviously so in love, we had someone ask if you guys had any plans of starting a family or if you would like to in the future.
Yeah, we definitely want to have kids. You know, I think a family is something we've always envisioned for ourselves. Timeline-wise, we're not exactly sure. We've been talking about it, and we love what we're doing right now, and it's fun being so flexible to be able to travel together and like to all our races, and we know that would change quite a bit. We're traveling all over the world right now, a couple times a month, different places. So yeah, we're really just praying about it right now and trying to figure out the right timing.
And now somebody asked who makes the better muscle milk pancake.
I'd say I'm probably the better of the two of us in making the pancakes, simply because it's my recipe and my first passion and love. Sarah's better at making pretty much everything else, but I can do pancakes pretty well. And that's one thing I'm excited to make for our kids. I got all the different varieties ready for them.
Nice. Are you going to always use muscle milk?
Oh, yeah, of course. It's the best. The best thing to add that nice healthy protein, and the flavor is hard to beat. It's good.
Sweet. Okay, Sarah, there was one question. Someone was asking if you're going to ever run a marathon.
Yeah, I would actually like to within the next 2 years for sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe even like not this fall, but the following. I'm still kind of figuring out the timeline, but I'm really curious about it. I've been doing high mileage since I was a freshman in high school, and just watching Ryan run the races makes it look so fun. And I've done variations of like abbreviated marathon training for a while, so I know I'll enjoy the training and the challenge of it. So I'm looking forward to that day.
These are some fun questions that we do at the end with our elites. So, you know, excuse me if I offend, but, you know, it is what it is. So the first one is, who's the better cook? Ryan kind of alluded to this, but I got to hear from both of you who is the better cook between the two of you.
Yeah, probably a little bit better, as Ryan said.
Yeah, I can go with Sarah on that one. She's more creative.
Ryan's more like does the sous chef chopping and stuff, and I'm more like the visionary behind.
Now, Ryan, we know that you change your hair up a little bit. I mean, sometimes you got the longer surfer dude look. Sometimes you got the pretty short look. Last year, you had the little bit different color blonde. Sarah, I know you kind of go through some highlights here and there, but not a ton. So I want to know who goes to the hairdresser more.
Well, I usually end up shaving my own head or something like that, so I don't go very often. Last year I was going through some type of crisis or something. I don't know why I did the bleaching. I'll never do that again. That's stupid. But Sarah definitely goes more.
Yes,
she needs to get pampered a little bit. Okay. Now, favorite quality about each other. So I want an answer from both of you.
Oh, hard to just choose one, but
Aw.
Ryan has a lot of wisdom. Like he's very, yeah, I don't know. Like I can ask him questions about anything, and I really respect what he has to say. Like he has good advice, and it's very wise, wise beyond his years.
For Sarah, I'd just say I'd say excellence in general is definitely like a quality she's always had, you know? Like she just does everything really well and super thoroughly. And I really admire that, and like persistence too. Like she just does not give up on things. Like just a quick example, we lost our dog like it was a number of years ago, and I was just like, okay, our dog is gone, like move on, you know? And Sarah was like putting up signs all over, and for like 3 days going all around the neighborhoods talking to everyone in town, and just would not give up, and she got our dog back. And it's just like things like that.
Even though we were told she was dead like the 3 days before, I still didn't give up.
And was it Kai?
Yeah.
And she's still here. Didn't she maybe come to San Diego like last year, this year? So she's around.
Yeah, she was kidnapped, and the people told her she was dead, and then we eventually got her back.
Oh, maybe you should get into investigating, Sarah. Tell us your biggest pet peeve about each other.
Ryan moves a lot slower than I do. Kind of the pace of an old man. Him and Abdi together are actually the slowest moving creatures on the planet. So like tying his shoes takes like, you have to factor like 20 minutes for that. And I like am the opposite. I move really fast, and so I'm constantly waiting for him. But
mine is when Sarah's drinking bottled water, she'll leave literally like that much water in the bottom of every single bottle and leave the bottle out. And so we have little bottles all over the house with like that much water. And so I just walk around the house just like drinking.
Oh, you drink the final little bit then.
Yeah, go to waste.
I love it. So are you guys planning anything racing-wise, Sarah? You just ran a pretty good opener a couple weeks ago at Stanford. What's on your agenda next?
Yeah, I'm going to run the 5K at Mount Sac. Okay. So I'm excited to try to improve on my Stanford time, and then off to Drake for the Grand Blue Mile, which is A6 sponsored, and also the U.S. Championship. So looking forward to being back there. I've enjoyed it the last couple of years. So
will you be running the 5K or the steeple at USA's?
I'm not sure. You know, I'm enjoying the 5K and want to improve on my time in that. The steeple, I continue to want to improve on, but my knee is still getting strong from having surgery and just the atrophy from being in a brace. So when I can start steepling, I'm not sure, but I'm working towards it now. So,
okay.
Yeah.
And Ryan, I know it's kind of a bummer that you had to pull out of Boston here, but are you healthy now? And do you have something on the schedule, or are you just trying to stay healthy?
Yeah, I'm back healthy now. I just put in like 7 weeks of just base building and no like really intense workouts yet. So just feeling good and healthy, and looking forward to doing some racing this summer. I do want to get back out there and like race a lot this summer. Just because I typically don't do that, because I'm usually have a fall or spring marathon I'm coming off of, and also I just haven't raced that much at all in the last year. So I really want to get out there and almost approach my fall marathon, which I'm not sure which one I want to do yet, as like how cyclists approach the Tour de France, where they have a bunch of build-up races in the process. So, you know, there's a lot of races I've always wanted to do, like Beach to Beacon, Falmouth, Eight Breakers, Wharf to Wharf, all these races that I've never done before that I've always wanted to. So maybe this will be the year that I'll start checking some of those off the list.
Oh, we always love watching you both run. So the more racing you can do, the more fun we get to have on the sidelines. So good luck to you guys. Stay healthy. Now you've had your injuries. Let's be done with those for a little while.
Yeah, we're done.
Good. And congrats on everything. I mean, you guys really, you know what you're doing, and it's really neat to watch because you're actually just going for it and making things happen in this life. So it's pretty fun to watch you guys.
Thanks, Carrie. We love
you.
Thanks. Thanks for joining me for my interview with Ryan and Sara Hall. Get after it. Hey guys, if you like this episode, check out CTolleRun.com for even more videos, including interviews with elite athletes and training videos. You can also subscribe to us on YouTube or iTunes. And don't forget to get after it.